It's inside the white lines, isn't it? Not between the white lines.
Yeah. Inside.
How can you not... Hold on 1 second. We've been doing this for weeks now. How can you not know the fucking name of it?
Inside the white lines. Back again to talk about transfer gossip and what's been going on in the news recently. Might as well start straight up. Messi.
He's staying. Shock horror.
Exactly. I did call it. Should have put that bet on.
Yeah, you did.
I thought he was always going to stay as well. I can't see him going anywhere else, man. He ain't leaving Barca ever.
But it's such a sour way right now. Like going on the news and just slagging off the whole chairman, who, to be fair, is a very dodgy bloke.
Not even just the chairman, the whole ethos of the club, the attitude, the transfers, everything. He just absolutely rinsed them. And now he's just going to sulk for a year and leave on a free.
Got tough and he threw his toys out the pram, man.
Weird though, because he's threatened before and got his way. And it actually, he gassed everyone into thinking he was going to go. And then if he don't go and play anywhere else, there's no debate for me who's the best player of our generation anymore. And it's a shame because I've always been Team Messi, but I don't know, staying there's a bitch move.
I reckon if this release clause, if the thing with the whole what should have happened in June, where he can walk away at the end of every season, I reckon he would have gone, but I don't think he'll. I think he's got a bit more respect for Barcelona, even though obviously he's slagged them off. I think he's got a bit more respect for Barcelona than
he's got respect for the club.
I think he's got more respect for them than they have for him. They should have let him go.
I don't think it's a bitch move by Messi. I think he at least this time, normally it's always speculation. He don't say nothing. This time he's come out and clearly said, I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But Barcelona have blocked it. And the thing is, they're like, pay the 700 or you're not going. And let's be honest, no one ain't paying that 700.
And he don't want to take them to court.
He's threatened it before and he's never left. That's
I don't know. This time it felt different, though.
But everything says more public.
Nah, I think everything wants to leave. There's no new contract he's signing or anything. It's just... he's just been done over. Like, it does seem like he's been snaked. I do hear the argument that, like, he's been saying it for all year that he wants to leave, that he should have put his request in. But
so, I mean, he could have done it when the contract. You know what your contract is. You got all that fucking $500,000 a week. You can pay a young lawyer.
Maybe they thought that they would show him more respect considering what he's done.
Yeah, COVID's messed it, and
you would think
it's the COVID thing, though, isn't it? Really, it's the
like he can take him to court. He said he just doesn't want to.
Yeah,
he said he's got too much respect to drag it all through the courts.
Yeah.
Well, they've done a lot for him since he was a young boy. They've done a lot for that. They've done a lot for him and his family.
Yeah. Injecting him full of steroids since 12.
Exactly. So there you go, innit?
He has put the team on his back though for the last 15 years. He did
this is
a bit more respect, I thought, but
guard of honour out the door, mate.
Yeah. I think the solution for everyone was just to accept a fee of, I don't know, say 100 million. Messi gets his big send-off. Barcelona need the money, so they get some money back.
They get paid, yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone doesn't really lose face. But I don't know.
Have they signed Ronaldo yet?
Nah.
I think it's pretty much done. They sold Rakitic, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did he go for any money though? Was he just a free?
Like 3 million or something, I think.
Same as like Suarez is just getting written off.
And I've rated him.
Like Suarez is going on a free. He's just been written off. It's like they're paying him 1 year of his contract.
I heard that he's contacted what's his name? The geezer he bit at Juventus.
Oh, Chiellini.
Yeah, he's made contact with him to try and say that, like, I don't know. That's what I read, that he's contacted him because he wants to go to something to do with going to Juventus, but obviously that incident's an issue. Apparently that guy Chiellini don't want him anywhere near Juventus. He don't like him, obviously.
He's definitely a couple cards short of a deck, old Suarez, isn't he?
Suarez is nuts.
Nutter, mate. Absolute nutter.
If they do get without him, though, I still think Barcelona they need they're doing a rebuilding job. I don't think they're going to be nowhere near the Champions League this season.
It's a rebuilding
job. Wijnaldum is a
baller,
man.
Yeah, he's a great player.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he's a great player.
That's what I mean. He is, man. He is that good.
No, he's not going to win you the Champions League.
He's
not going to win you the Champions League. If you go, I'm going to win the Champions, I want to win the Champions League this season. I don't know what I'll do.
No, Wijnaldum's a baller.
I'm not being funny. He was integral in Liverpool, wasn't it?
I'm not having it. Wijnaldum's a ball. He's an underrated.
No, he is a good player. He's a very good player, but I just don't see him as like taking Barcelona from where they are now to the next where they need to be. Especially.
No, he's not the marquee signing, is he?
But you rarely look at one player.
The first of many.
That's the thing. You've
Yeah,
rarely.
but will they have
got
that many?
Huh?
Yeah,
Kind of got to
Major-
if they're rebuilding.
No. They're majorly in debt. They've got to pay Messi's wages for the next year, which is like, what, 40 plus mil.
got to pay
Assuming he's
Suarez
on-
off.
You've got to pay Suarez off, and that's going to be at least 30 mil. Then you
I
lost
think
like
Ronaldo's a baller anyway. 15 mil, I
I mean,
think
that-
I read that he's going
Just-
to he's linked for.
15 mil.
15.
I think something like that.
I thought it
Yeah.
was 30.
Was
but
it 30? It
be.
might have been.
And
No,
I'd
you
say
might be
15
right.
is really low.
I'm not
Yeah,
too sure.
and he's not that old, is he?
29.
Yeah, he's. I've always rated him, man.
Yeah, even when he was at Newcastle, I thought he was a baller.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
quickly have a look.
Who else is in the papers at the minute?
Gareth Bale's
Obviously-
interview.
Gareth Bale
Yeah.
for Wales. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we've got different opinions on Bale, but I still think he could do a job for any team.
You could do a job for any team.
Yeah.
The only
I
team in
don't-
England.
Overpaid and lacking motivation. And I mean, I know everyone makes the jokes about golf and that, but I mean, if you're sitting on the bench earning 600 grand a week, what else are you going to do? You're in Madrid. I mean, he play. I know where he plays golf. He plays golf on a golf course designed next to the Santander head offices. It's like Fort Knox up there. And, you know, he's got the money and the life. All these family back in Wales, I don't know what they expect the geezer to do, to be honest with you.
Yeah. There's only two
I think I just
teams in
quickly
England where
looked,
you
20
like fit.
25 mil Wijnaldum. I just quickly checked. I
Yeah.
think that's what the sum is.
That's good business. Good business.
Anyway, sorry, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, I think he's lacking motivation. Like I think he's definitely world class. And you've seen even where he's not been an integral part of that Real Madrid team, whenever they've called upon him, whether it was that Copa del Rey final where he ran past everyone and nutmegged the goalie, or
Sicko.
the overhead kick,
In the
like
Champions League
possibly
final.
one of the best overhead kicks ever.
The
Like,
best
I watched
Champions
it
League
the other
goal.
day, and I rewound it about 10 times. Like the
In the
actual
final as
timing
well.
and the fact like where his leg, it's ridiculous, though. Ridiculous.
No,
though.
I don't think we have different opinions on Bale. Like, he's world class, he's good. I just don't think he's a motivated footballer. That's all it is. I don't think he cares enough about playing football. To be honest, I think he's more money motivated than he's football motivated.
It's hard though, you know. His manager, he clearly doesn't like his manager. He wanted to
Manager
leave.
clearly doesn't like it.
Yeah, they don't like each other. There's no relationship there.
Yeah.
So then what do you do?
I just don't understand why
He tried to
Bale
leave.
would block a move if
But,
that's
yeah.
the case. Like,
They
Zidane
did.
should say, I don't like him. Get rid
Out
of
of spite.
But it wasn't so much for Ronaldo. You got to think like, is Zidane?
Do you
because he's got the
spite someone
president
you're
there,
paying 600
Perez.
grand a week to?
If you've got that much money and you can afford to.
But has anyone got that much money? I don't know. I
Oh,
think there's more to the story.
I
there.
think there is petty enough, rich enough people that would do something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe. But if
I
they're
don't
getting if they're getting the transfer fee and saving the wages, it's not like China's a rival.
Yeah, business
Yeah.
sense, you would think get rid of him.
Just
He
seems
goes
like
to
an
China for like a couple seasons, and then he either comes back to like.
This
The
is what I'm
Prem when he's
saying
older.
about the money motivation. Like, I get it. He's on whatever he's on at Real Madrid. But would you? What would you? I don't know. I know. It's
the thing is,
when you don't earn that money, yeah. But
it's
my
easy
argument
for us to say,
my
yeah.
argument is if you're Gareth Bale and you're one of the best in the world or whatever, you've done what you've done. You've scored big goals. You've still got a lot to offer a club. Would you rather be playing competitive football, or would you rather go and play in China just because of the money? Because I'd rather go back to the Premier League. And
It's hard. I wouldn't take a 50% pay cut, which is what he'd be
No,
looking
that's the
at.
thing. The only team that were offering him more money was China. At the end of the day, the geezer's still a parent. He's still got kids. He's still got people, family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a
got
short
bills.
career.
Listen,
I'm a parent, bro. I don't need 600 grand a week
but
to support my
no, but
kids.
you wouldn't say no to it.
Of course I wouldn't.
But you
But
wouldn't say
my-
no to, like.
But
I don't
would
think if it goes
argue-
down to 300,000, he's actually going to be on the fucking breadline.
Exactly, that's my
Nah,
argument.
I get
would
that,
rather
I get
that, I
play
get that.
for
You're not going
someone
to
where I had
take less
where I
money,
had-
are you?
Put
Who cares about
put it in any job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you going to take a pay cut? If
Who
someone's
cares
going to
about
pay
the-
you,
Who cares about the Super League in China? I'm not being funny.
no one.
Exactly.
I'm not doubting that.
So wouldn't you rather for your personal, you know, like
But you're talking
way-
about a man who has 4
Yeah, but
Champions Leagues.
as a fan, it's
and some
very
La Ligas.
easy
He's
for me
got
to
his
say
trophies.
that. Yeah,
He doesn't have a Premier League medal, though. Doesn't have no medals in
Listen,
England.
all of that, as far as I'm concerned, is irrelevant. I'm talking for me. Like, I would rather go to someone and play in a. I'd rather, if I was him, I would rather go back to the Premier League, man, or go to another like top European.
A big league,
a big team, a good league, like.
But that's what
play
he says
at
in
the
the
highest
interview.
level.
If the offer comes up, he's there. He's all over it. He's happy to. He's open to coming back to the Prem. But
it's easy for him to say that.
He's got to that massive benchmark of money where he's kind of shot himself in the foot.
Like we just said, it's easy for him to say that, knowing that there ain't no one that's going to offer him 600 grand a week. I think he ain't stupid. He's smart. He's happy to sit there, a bit like, before you think I'm taking the piss, a bit like Ozil, a bit like Sanchez. They're happy to. They're more money motivated.
Turn the money down. Yeah. It's not that they're money motivated. They're just not going to piss away money.
He'd rather be playing
You know
golf.
what I mean?
He requests to like miss matches, and he requests to do these things, and then he's photographed playing golf. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, if you love as much for Wales, yeah, all right, cool. But if you love football,
there's a different motivation for Wales. He's the main man there, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. And
he could be the main man at another club, though.
He could.
Yeah, but
easily.
where's he going to be the main man who's going to pay him anywhere close to his wages? That's what I'm saying.
The whole thing.
The only way he's leaving Real this season is on loan. If we want to get some of his wages off, and then there's how many teams in the Prem need someone? So Liverpool don't need him, and they won't pay that money.
Liverpool will never pay.
They do like a 50.
Realistically, there's one team in my eyes, Man United. That's the only team. Man United could do with him because they need the depth in their places, and two, they could afford him.
Man United won't pay him what he wants. Never.
No, they could have what he wants.
No.
They won't pay him what he wants, but they're probably the only team in the Prem, I think. And
how can you say Man United is the only team that can afford him? Man City.
No. And need him.
That's what I'm just saying.
And need him.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Man City don't need wingers. Man United do.
Man City have got so many right wingers. Like Chelsea could afford him, but they've just signed Ziyech. Do you know what I mean?
Ziyech, we've got Havertz coming. We've spent our money already.
Yeah, I just feel like he's the only fit, and I don't personally think it will happen. I don't think he will go to United. No way.
No, when
the
he
problem
said
is for
I said
Bale.
straight away, no way, he ain't going to.
The problem is for Bale is he's not played enough football to put himself in the shop window. Like, everyone knows what his potential ability is, but he's not played enough regular football to be like, oh yeah, you know what, he's definitely going to do this. He's worth the investment. So I think to be honest with you, China or maybe like Inter Miami, which is the stupidest name in football, are the only options for him. I can't see him going anywhere else. If I was him, I'd carry on playing golf, mate. Sit there, 600 grand, and he got 2 years left in his contract. 600 grand a week.
Is it 2 years? Yes.
No idea.
It's that, or Daniel Levy pulls off the signing of the century.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
No chance.
Yeah.
If he only pays Kane however much, he surely can't bring Bale in and start paying Bale.
To be fair though, they've done really well with their wage structure there, man.
Unless Madrid just do basically what United did with Sanchez, and we'll still pay his wages, just get him out of the club.
Subsidise it, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only way that Bale's leaving. There's no other team. No team that can afford him will need him.
Yeah, in the Prem anyway.
Even in Europe. PSG, they don't really need him. Bayern don't pay wages like that. And then
PSG probably do need wingers though, really. I mean, I know they've got them, but they've got rid of Cavani. They've got Di Maria, who's getting on a little bit, and also plays through the middle quite a bit. You know, there is scope for him to go there.
Add a bit of depth there, could do.
Yeah, and they've got, like we say, they've got the money. They're not short of dough, are they? Let's be fair.
No.
I don't know.
What about any movements? Well, Kai Havertz is pretty much a done deal.
Kai Havertz is pretty much a done deal. And before people start saying FFP, it's all come out today about Hazard costing more for Madrid than everyone thought he did. So it's like 140.
Chelsea's books are pretty balanced, I think.
They are. It works out.
It's only that I think everyone forgets. You know, even if you sign a couple of players in that year that Chelsea couldn't sign players, it's still not a plus. They're not in the red from that year, so they've got more to spend across the years. And
because of COVID, you can really boring. You can move some of your expenditure, your expected revenue. You can bring that forward a bit, so clubs can spend a lot more this year.
So, you're doing it, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Chelsea have gone big though.
Now? 300 and 400 million, 300 and something million.
Nah, not
I
that
think
much. 140. So far, we spent 140 this window, or like 150.
I thought
But
that was including like
Two
the,
250 by the time old Kai comes in.
I thought that was
No, that's with Kai.
the,
No way. How
Kai.
can that be with Kai? It's 100 million just for him.
Nah, apparently he's going to be like
no,
starting
I'm talking
costs
like
60
all of
mil, 60, 70
I'm
mil.
talking the finished, like the whole deal. I'm not
I
talking.
like your Chelsea propaganda. 80 plus 20 million in add-ons.
But no, it's all
100
add-ons and
million.
stuff, isn't it?
Terry
Still
from
though.
Brentford on Twitter said it's only 80 mil.
Yeah.
No, mate, it's the BBC.
Listen, there's no way that you've only spent 150 million when you've done 100 on Kai already. Plus Werner. How much was Werner?
50.
50 on Chilwell.
There's your
50
150
on
already. There's 200.
I swear you work in
that's
accounts,
Ziyech.
mate.
How much was Ziyech?
Yeah, he weren't exactly free, was he?
How much was Ziyech?
I think it's right. I think it's
50 mil.
but basically our net spend, if you include Hazard and Morata's sale, is like 3.5 mil.
Yeah.
The
Next
number
spend,
that
he's done
matters.
very well.
Yeah.
Chelsea have done the best business, hands down, so far.
Yeah, not even close.
If they get a keeper as well, then that's like the perfect transfer window for them.
I don't think we will.
you are.
I think we'll just stick with Kepa for another season.
Ooh.
I hope we stick with Kepa rather than Willie.
You hope you stick with Kepa.
With yeah, if you've got a choice between Kepa and Caballero, I'd play Kepa.
Oh shit, they're both dog.
Yeah, but at least one is 22, 23.
Yeah,
So he's younger,
Still got
he's still-
time. And
He can be whatever he wants. He's still trash.
Yeah, he's younger and shit. So what?
Better than the
Yes.
old shit person. And he's not bad. Like, people forget, like 2 seasons
he
ago,
has
he had a
done
good
bits in
season.
his career. Yeah.
He's won a Europa League with us, saved penalties. He's not terrible. But he did have a great season last season. But our defence in general wasn't great last season.
No, it was terrible.
Are you sending that Malang Sarr off on loan? I've read that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
I think
is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, he just came in and straight out on loan.
So now that let's say Chelsea's business is finished, and obviously you do get Kai in, how do you see you lot lining up next season?
I still think you just get Rice this season now. I'm getting a.
You really?
No,
I don't
that's
see
going to
it.
happen.
You think what?
I think they're going to get Rice.
Is it just because you feel like West Ham's a fire sale and everyone's...
I just feel like, if I'm completely honest with you, I mean, we want to carry on talking about Chelsea. I'll do West Ham after, but from what I'm reading, there's stuff going on behind the scenes to sell the club. I don't think that the Dildo brothers want it anymore, and I think they're going to just cash in any money they can make to pocket.
Yeah.
And I've got a feeling from people that I trust, sources that I trust, there's talk that a big bid could still come in, and if it comes in, it will go. And this is the first. You know me, I've been Rice going to be our captain all window. But I've got a sneaking suspicion now.
I don't want to say I told you so 3 weeks ago, but
Yeah, I know. I will have to write off the pod if he goes, because I can't show face after that.
all right. Assuming Rice stays, yeah. How do you see Chelsea lining up next season with all these? How are you going to fit them all in? Basically, all these new players that you've got.
So Kepa, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, and then the next centre back is the tough one. I reckon
Rudiger, right?
I reckon it'll be Christian. Yeah, one of those two. I'd love it to be Tomori, but I think he's going to go out on loan.
Yeah, I read that.
Maybe even Azpilicueta centre back, and then James right back.
That makes sense, to be fair.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then zero pace in centre backs. Zero pace.
zero pace there.
Because
He's
David
not that slow, though, is it?
Who? Dave?
He's,
he slow?
He's not.
Did you not
he's
see
not
the FA
fast
Cup
anymore,
final?
mate. Yeah, but like,
Yeah. It's a different race, that
yeah.
one.
No, I know Aubameyang's quick, but Dave looked like he was running backwards at some time.
So I'll probably Rudiger or Christensen, and then Dave right back, swapping it with James. In the middle, Kante, because he ain't going nowhere. Kovacic, Havertz, then Pulisic, Werner, Ziyech.
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
You still flying that Kovacic flag, yeah?
What? I have seen him kick like. I've watched a YouTube compilation, mate. I've done a lot of
No,
scouting.
Kovacic. I'm talking about
Kovacic.
Kovacic.
Oh, yeah, mate. Kovacic is a baller. Player of the season.
Player of the season with like 4 goals.
It ain't about goals with him.
No, he's not.
You can't judge that type of midfielder on goals.
No, he's
That's where he's attacking midfielder.
Nah,
Nah.
he's like a 6.
Yeah?
He's just
Yeah. Or an 8. He's a centre mid. He's an out and out
I
centre
don't know.
mid.
He's a
Every
centre
time
He
I
turns
watch him, he makes mad mistakes, man.
No,
I would
he's
say
so
yeah.
good at
he's
the
a
ball.
6. he's not really box to box as well. I don't think he's got enough pace to get box to box.
He's so good at the ball, and he's good at driving the ball forward and then laying off. That's why I don't get the assist. But the whole play goes to him much better than it did to Jorginho.
I think he had his best season so far last season.
Yeah, he was under Sarri.
You've only had him for 2, haven't you?
Yeah, but under Sarri, he was a bit like, what does this guy do? And then once Lampard pushed him a bit more forward and gave him more license to not just pass it to fucking Jorginho.
Barkley out the door?
Nah, depth. I reckon Jorginho out the door.
Not too sure.
He can't go and link up with his dad though now. Now his dad's been sacked.
True. I like Jorginho. I don't think he's a bad player. But
he played that one naughty pass.
That ball, I know the ball you're talking about. That
disgusting.
First time, all the way. I know the ball.
Filth.
It was ridiculous.
Chelsea on paper will look dangerous. It will just be whether all them new players can gel and how they settle in their first season.
This season is now a big push. It's next season, isn't it?
What, like the season you win the Prem?
Yeah, that's the season we Prem. I'm calling it now. 2 season time, we are Premiership champions.
When you spend that much money, you got to see some return on that.
Yeah, you need at least Champions League and to go at least a certain way in the Cups League.
Champions League, a decent cup run, a few deep
So basically, what you did this season. So no
and attacking
this
football.
season. So no improvement on this season.
No, you want to get close to the other 2.
That's
so
it,
do you
want to
straight up.
You want to just close the gap. You're closing the gap on them.
Enough.
You're closing the gap, and you're closing the gap with a much younger squad that's adapting to the Prem. That's realistic.
How the mighty have fallen.
It's not really mighty. It's just how it's planning.
No,
how you do a proper rebuild.
Every team you got to close the gap. 15 points or whatever it was. That's every team. Yeah, that's the.
I think it was a bit more than 15.
I don't know what it was. What was it?
I think it was like 15 for us between us and City. I think.
Yeah, I think Liverpool was like.
Yeah.
See you later. Yeah.
However, I don't see Liverpool being that good this season.
Nah, I think they've. I can't either. To be honest,
they played a lot of minutes.
If they get Thiago, I think they. I mean, who do they need? Who do they need to replace? Look at their team, man.
They lose Ronaldo, get Thiago. It's just a lack of depth.
I get the feeling that I don't think they're going to be what they have been the last 2 seasons. I think they've put everything in to get into where they are. I don't know. I just don't think they've.
I agree. I think complacency.
Put everything in and they've reached all that, and I think that it takes a lot to do that year after year. I think it takes more. I think they've worked so hard.
The thing is with them is I think they can argue in a lot of positions. They've got some of the strongest players in the Premiership. I mean, is it a question that Van Dijk's the best centre back in the league?
Probably the world.
So mate, we've got Thiago Silva now.
Yeah, I'll carry on. Alisson probably the best goalkeeper in the Prem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mane, Salah. Have you got? Yeah, Trent's the best right back. Mane, Salah. I mean, you can have an argument for who's a better right winger and left winger, but I mean, they're going to be in that argument.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Mane's
really, I mean,
the best in the league.
It's very easy to say they're going to slip, but where? Like they're not.
Complacency, maybe.
Change the form. Yeah, that's what I said. Complacency could set in, and I mean, you looked at who did they play? Was it Arsenal they played the other night?
Yeah.
Oh, when we beat them we won our second trophy in the last.
It's not a trophy.
In the last month.
It's not a trophy. It's a friendly.
Yeah. I've got a bigger one in my cupboard.
That is what you call clutching at straws. That is clutching, bro.
Listen.
Small club mentality.
Would you rather win it or lose it?
I'd rather not. I don't give a shit. Who cares about the community shield?
You'd rather lose it?
I don't care. Who cares?
It's a charity match.
Do you know what? That's the kind of game. If Man United was playing in the community shield final, I probably wouldn't even watch it, bro. Who cares?
Yeah, all right.
No, I can't. I know Chelsea have been in quite a few. I cannot say a single result we've had.
From a community Man United have won it a fair few times. I couldn't even tell you, bro. Who cares?
Mate, I reckon it's better to win it than not win it.
Oh God!
If you're playing in a game, you play to win, innit? Well, you don't turn up and be like, we'll just lose.
But
that makes zero sense.
It would have been a draw. Could you went to penalties?
I'm not saying you want to win every game.
Exactly.
Football.
So that's it. It just creates a winning mentality amongst
the
the
fact
players.
that you're counting it as
it's not something I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal had a bus around North London with it. Yeah.
Probably.
I think we would have done, but obviously COVID and that, innit?
Yeah. I
What
lost
about
it.
Man United?
United.
Looks from Twitter, it looks like Sancho's.
Mate, listen, all
Possibly
that time
done.
ago when the reports come out and you all said to me that it's not going to happen, Dortmund have said the deadline has passed. I said to you, I still think it's going to happen, and I still think it is going to happen.
Yeah, for 20 million more quid.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's always been 110 million. It's always been that.
Yeah, now it's going to be more, mate. That's the thing. It's going to be more.
It's going to be 110 or 20 million euro.
You're paying a premium. If it was the same price it was earlier,
How much
you'd
did they
have
sell
paid it.
Dembele for the other year? 135. It's what Dortmund do.
Dortmund make their money.
Yeah, Dortmund
Exactly.
are
They're a selling club. It's what they do.
At the end of the day, that's the going rate for a young, talented.
You
attacking
paid
player,
what?
innit? Let's be
100 million
honest.
for Havertz, and you're telling me
It's
that?
70 mil.
Oh, shut up! Yeah, and it's going to be 80 or 90 for Sancho with add-ons as well. So if you want to talk add-ons, then we can. But at the end of the day, it's what you got.
There's no doubt Sancho's a baller, and I don't.
20
have any
years
doubt
old.
that he will do bits in the Prem.
I think, yeah. The fact he's away with England at the moment, I reckon he'll be talking to other United players in the England squad.
Who's the
like-
United players in the England squad? Maguire? No, Maguire ain't there. Who else?
Who's
United
Well,
players.
is Rashford not in the England squad?
Oh yeah, maybe
Greenwood,
Rashford
no?
actually.
Is Greenwood not in the England squad?
Greenwood made the England squad.
Yeah.
Just know we've got more players in the England squad than Arsenal have before you start getting mouthy, innit?
Mate, they
Who
got
have
one
you
in there
got?
finally.
You got one. Oh,
Yeah, I know. By default,
Oh, you got
by
two.
default, yeah. Maitland-Niles, yeah. Fucking
You're going on like you got Bear. You got two.
Well,
mate.
we've got one more. We've got more than you. That's all I'm trying to say.
How did Greenwood get in though? Don't he play like under
Greenwood had a
20s?
great season.
How did
Yeah, no, I
Greenwood
know,
get
but
in?
I
Greenwood's
I
got to
just
be
don't
They're
know.
one of the best teenagers to play football this season, and you're asking how he got in. All
That's
right.
just surprising. I thought we'd have gone into like the under 20s or something, under 23s.
what Chelsea players are in there?
No, Chilwell's not. 'Cause he's
Chilwell, yeah.
injured.
Oh no,
Nah, he's injured. Barkley's probably in it.
yeah. Is it?
No.
No, he's not.
I think
How can
Mount is
Barkley
in,
be in
Mason
it?
Mount is in it. I think.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Mount.
Mount. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I reckon they'll be talking. I think he wants to go to United anyway. I've always thought he wanted to go to United. Not necessarily. He wants to move. He wants to come to the Prem.
He wants to go to Chelsea, mate, but he's going to have to settle for
Well,
United.
he's a Chelsea fan, isn't he? He's a West London boy, so I'm not surprised about that. But
It'd be funny though. I think if you become a professional footballer, I don't think you get a toss.
like
at
you
all,
said,
Yeah,
20,
you don't.
20, he's ridiculous. 250 grand a week.
Have you seen that vid of him putting Maguire on his arse in training?
Nah, I
That
ain't
is
seen it.
filth.
Mate, he's ridiculous. He's a next level. Like you say, yeah, in the Prem, we'll see. But I mean, even if you look back at his stats when he was at City, he was. I don't know why they let him go. He was mocking it then.
Ready to play
Their
first team.
academy though, there's so many young players that have left there.
That's the thing,
and
innit?
gone
But
on,
still, you
yeah.
think to yourself, like these players, you just think to yourself, how did these clubs let these players?
They wanted to keep him.
Did
He
they?
was he was like, nah, I want to go play some football.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it was his choice, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to say too much. We'll talk about that if it happens, which I think it will. But if it happens,
Well,
we'll talk about
we
that.
can talk
Is there
about
any chance of
Donny van Beek.
any-
Oh, yeah, Tammy Abraham,
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way. He's the other one. But yeah, you got Donny van Beek.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Donny van der Beek.
yeah, good signing.
$1 million. Great. I think
looks
that's a
good.
sick signing, to be honest.
I just don't see where he fits in.
It's called rotation. It's called depth. All season, you've cost Man United's bench. They go and buy someone to strengthen their squad, and you say, "Oh, I don't know where he's going to fit in."
No. I understand that.
I don't know
You
where
need
he's going to
depth,
fit in.
But
you
you
just
don't need
chat,
depth in
bro.
them.
You just talk.
You don't need depth in them positions, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean? You don't need depth in them positions. You don't need depth all over the pitch, no.
Listen,
Donny van
You
der
do
Beek-
have a lot of
if
centre
you're-
midfielders.
Is in it. You have bare centre midfielders.
Yeah, but
You
who?
need depth wingers. That made sense buying Sancho. It
Yeah.
made sense buying Sancho because you need wingers. You've got like 1-2 wingers.
So you're telling me all season all
left
you do
backs,
is chat
right
shit
backs.
about? No, we need a left-sided centre back. Really, all season you've chatted shit about McTominay and Fred, yeah, and you're telling
they're
me.
trash.
So you go and get someone better, and that's trash. What you
But
say
he
don't
doesn't
make sense, bro.
He doesn't play that position, does he?
Yes, he does. Have you
I
even
like
watched him
McTominay.
before? I like
like
McTominay
McTominay
as well.
Yeah.
He will be the one
Shit
that will
stirrer.
stay. He will be the one that will stay because he's through the academy.
Yeah, youth product. Yeah,
He's a good player as well, McTominay.
dominate.
Donny van der Beek can do the central defensive duty. He can do the box to box. He can do the attacking midfielder. He's like one of those midfielders that can just do it all. Have you watched him?
A little bit, not really.
Well, then there you go. Maybe you should watch him and then we can have a discussion. But
I
I
don't think
actually,
he's going to play. I think you'll get the odd League Cup game.
how
or
is he not going to
whatever,
play? At the end of the season,
I
last
think he'll
season,
play.
Man United was. You say it yourself, yeah. They lost 3 semi-finals, yeah. They needed some rotation. Pogba and Bruno, they can't do it all season. They can't. And Matic, they need someone else that they can switch it around and they can freshen things up. And it's competition for positions as well. You're telling me that's not good enough?
I think by Christmas he'll be a starting midfielder for you.
Mate, Donny van der Beek is a baller. If you haven't watched him in the Champions League, then I don't know. I can't really tell you anything. You need to watch him.
Even if he's signed as a rotation player, I think he'll force his way into that team.
I think he will as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but it's
so
all
you
about
think the midfield
rotation.
three, the first team midfield three will be him,
Matic, Pogba, Bruno, and him. It will be between them four.
So you're going to change your formation?
No, we play.
I think you'll play. I think you play the three. Pogba,
exactly.
Pogba,
and it will.
I think you play.
That's what I'm saying. That will be your.
Beaky.
You're going into a big game. Yeah, you need to win this game. Big game.
It depends on a lot of things. It depends. Say one of them gets injured, then what are you going to do?
Why would you not play them three?
If you're playing against City or something, you probably want more defensive midfielders. I don't know. I've not really seen.
But Pogba is a DM. Pogba is. This is what everyone forgets.
He's not a DM.
Pogba is a DM.
Pogba prefers to sit back, and he's not a defender.
Pogba wants to sit back. He's obviously got more about him than a Matic, but he wants to play that deep lying role. That's where he's always wanted to play.
Yeah, he likes playing deep.
Everyone wants him to be an attacking midfielder.
I wouldn't call him a DM either.
I'd call him a centre mid.
He's a six as well.
He's very much like a Kovacic.
He's a box to box to me.
No, he's not. No, he ain't.
No,
I don't
he's
think
not,
he is.
man.
I don't think he is.
I think
McTominay
he
is a
is.
box to box midfielder.
I think he's capable of being anything in the midfield. Pogba.
Definitely.
Personally, but I definitely think if you asked him where he wanted to play, he'd like to be.
He likes getting it 100%. And pinging them balls and
watching the game from further back.
Yeah, watch him. Van der Beek for 39 million. Yeah. I don't care. I think that's a good signing. We'll see what he can do in the Prem. Obviously, like anybody, it can be a flop. It could not. Who knows? But based on what I've seen of him, I think to myself that's a good bit of business. 120 grand a week, 39 million, 23 years old. Van der Beek. Come on, bro.
I've got one for you.
Fake.
So say you do Sancho.
Yeah.
Who do you drop in your front three then?
Probably Rashford or Greenwood, isn't it? Really, has to be. Them two will have to rotate, and then it will have to be Martial and Sancho to start, in my opinion, anyway. But again, it's rotation, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
it just offers. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of fluidity there. They can all play both sides through the middle. They can.
I think Man United have needed competition for places for a long time now.
They have. We've said it. Like, look at their bench. You look at the bench and you think to yourself, you need someone to come on and change a game. And you're looking at the bench and there's no one. And then they go out and they start making signings. Oh, Man United signed 40 million on Van der Beek. You don't need him. It's ridiculous, bro. It's stupid.
Let's
anyway,
go to the ultimate
I think,
team.
hold on. No, I was just going to say one last thing now about Van der Beek. He takes the penalties. So who takes the penalties now? All these penalties you're going to get next season. Still Bruno gets them, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
He's the second best penalty taker in the Prem. Why wouldn't you?
Who? Bruno?
Yeah.
Is he the second? I thought he would probably be the best. If he had been there a season, I think he'd be the best.
Mark Noble never misses a pen, mate. I'm not even joking. He doesn't. Mate,
I read something as well the other day.
Mark Noble ain't missed a pen in about a decade, bro.
I don't know how true this is, so don't actually quote me. But I read something the other day, that everyone says about Bruno's penalties, and apparently he was involved in more goals, open play goals, second to Kevin De Bruyne in the league. But all he does is score penalties, though.
I think he said that.
Yeah, that was his response to people like you. That was his response to people like you that say he can only score a penalty.
United player says he's the best player in the league. Shock.
No, it's a fact. Tom. People like you that say he can only score penalties.
Bruv, that's a quote.
His argument is
Fernandes.
His argument is
that
he was involved in the most open play goals, second to Kevin De Bruyne in the league.
What I heard as well? I heard Xhaka said he was second as well, so I don't know.
How can he say he's second? He's saying he was involved in the second most amount of open play goals.
No, I'm not denying that he didn't say it, but I'm saying that come from his mouth. It weren't like a fact on Sky Sports.
So you think he just decided to say that then, and it's not true?
I don't think he'd say it.
He just come out and said that, and it's not even true. There's no credibility to it.
A little bit.
I think footballers say a lot of things sometimes when they're trying to big. They've all got egos.
Oh, like William, I've wanted to play for Arsenal my whole life, my whole career. I've wanted to play for Arsenal.
It's nothing to do with my restaurant in London.
Oh yeah, no, not at all, not at all. It's nothing to do with them giving me £10 million.
He's finally moved to the bigger club in London, so he's obviously excited.
All right, let's talk about Arsenal then. They signed an OAP. Who else
on a free.
They signed the
Gabriel.
greatest
free.
centre back in the Premiership that no one's heard of.
Yeah.
22-year-old
I'll be honest
unproven
with you,
centre back.
I ain't seen much of him, but there was a lot of clubs. Man United wanted him. Napoli wanted
Man
him.
United spoke to him. Man United never made a bid for him. Man United spoke to him and decided not to bid for him.
All right, Ed, hold on.
So, did Man United submit a bid for him though? Did they? Did they submit a bid for him?
I don't know.
They spoke to
I
his
don't know what I read.
agent. They spoke to his
I don't know
agent.
what I read.
Well, I don't know what you read, bruv. You must be reading comic books or something because you always come out in the group with this bullshit. Like, that's not even factual, bruv. Oh,
Man United apparently, whatever. Man United was interested in him. Napoli was interested in him. He decided to come to Arsenal. So he must have some potential. All these clubs are, even if they just spoke to him. They must have still been interested.
Bro. Tom Sources. Pedro's confirmed to Roma. Tom Sources, bro. Come on.
Either way.
But you're right. If these teams are in for him, then
he must be half decent. Yeah, I ain't watched him.
Whether he pulls it off is another.
Listen.
Yeah, of course. He's 22. Yeah. He's making the right noises.
He has potential to be a good
signing.
He
has potential. Like I said, a few different clubs or whatever you want to say, interested, making business, whatever. They was obviously keen enough that their name was mentioned with him.
100%.
So he obviously, best time for a centre back to move to Arsenal.
Best time. He's young. He didn't cost that much, 26, 27 million quid. Let's see, innit?
100% no. He has the potential to be a good signing. He does. No one's denying that. He does.
Left side is centre back, which is what we needed as well.
Man United are
left-footed.
By the shoe, innit? Have you seen him from Monaco? 19-year-old left-sided centre back as well. I don't know anything about him as well. Same kind of money. It's a gamble, but you got to make these gambles these days in football. You have to.
What about the Phoenix?
But anyways,
Anderson to Arsenal.
Yeah, we don't really need him, to be honest with you. We've got enough.
That's a pointless signing. That is.
Again, though,
I think that's Anderson's agent.
No, I think it's the Brazil connection.
What source is this?
And the fact is, yeah, it's quite regularly quoted. I don't know who.
I've definitely read it.
It's not the guy that Mark sacks off.
Fabrizio, yeah. Now, Fabrizio's not said anything. It's only true once Fabrizio says it, isn't it? Like,
when it's here we go, then you know there's something going on. If it's not here we go, then who knows? Then I don't think they need him anyway, Anderson.
Nah, they don't. The one we need to do is we need to sell some players, raise some funds, i.e. maybe a Bellerin or someone along them lines, and raise some funds for a defensive midfielder.
40 million to PSG, I saw. That is, mate, I would snatch
it.
Your best bet
if PSG want to pay that.
Who do you cover at right? Who's your cover at right back?
Ainsley McNiles and the guy that we just signed.
I mean, weren't he surplus to requirements at the start of the season?
I think they were just trying to sell anyone to build up some funds.
Yeah. In my opinion,
we've got cover.
In my opinion, Arsenal's best bet is to work a deal between Lacazette and Partey with Atletico Madrid. That's my opinion.
Or that.
Something along them lines.
But then
whether that happen or not.
We could survive without Lacazette.
I wouldn't straight swap them two though.
We'd have to probably pay some.
Oh, you'd want to pay on top?
Lacazette's highly overrated, bro. I don't think.
He's not used correctly at Arsenal.
Maybe not. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I think Lacazette's a good player, but I think he's only got 18 months left on his contract.
I think he's a decent player as well. I just don't think he's what people hype him up to be. That's all.
I think we can afford to lose him. He's not good at finishing. Everyone says he's good at finishing.
He's not good at finishing.
He's good at finishing, man.
He's not, bro. He ain't.
Listen. Maybe because you see him next to Aubameyang, yeah? Aubameyang's a 1-in-1 guy. You give this guy one chance, he'll score. Definitely scoring on the second chance, yeah?
Lacazette's a 5-in-1.
Whereas Lacazette's a 5-in-one, yeah. He has 5 chances.
Bro, he's not. It's true. He's overrated. He's overrated.
Do you know what Lacazette's very good at? Build-up play and tracking back. He works very hard every game, always tracking back. And he's very good
worker.
He's a hard worker, and the ball seems to stick to him. He's good at keeping the ball with his back to goal. He turns. He does that sort of stuff. Really nice. But as a number 9, I don't know. I think his finishing just ain't deadly enough for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Who do you play as number 9? Because
Aubameyang.
I play Aubameyang as number 9.
Aubameyang doesn't play as number 9 under Arteta. He hasn't done at all.
He comes off the left, but he's capable of being a 9.
Can play anywhere. Yeah. Exactly.
No, of course he can, but in the current system, it doesn't look. And
then you've got
Pepe, William,
your front three is then
Pepe, William, Aubameyang, and Martinelli to cover.
Much sense.
To cover.
William can play an entire season.
Yeah, but then he can drop in and out with Saka and Martinelli, 2 young players that we need to sort of bed into the team as it goes on.
If you lose Lacazette, he's quality. Yeah. If you lose Lacazette,
and Eddie as well, Eddie and Nketiah, he's not good enough really, but he's
not good enough.
No, but he can come on and do a job against a lower. Like if he was playing West Ham, I would happily put Eddie to start.
But say worst thing,
it's all right. We need as many 3 points as possible.
worst case happens,
You'll
Aubameyang
get
gets
them
an
at
injury.
Chelsea, don't worry.
What's that, Mark?
If Aubameyang gets an injury, there is
Aubameyang
no
never gets
depth.
injured.
They're in trouble.
I said
But that
if,
goes back to
no.
what you're saying. You put Lacazette as a number 9. I don't think he's going to score half as many.
All I'm saying is, like, I'm not getting into this discussion because you obviously still haven't gone to that link for Specsavers. But wherever Lacazette goes, I'll just say it now. Watch what he does.
Yeah,
I
because it
agree
won't
with
be in
you.
the Prem. That's why. I don't
Barca.
know. I think he's good. I'm not sitting here saying he ain't good. I think he's good.
Right, go back and watch all these goals, man.
No,
I know he scores good goals, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, in a game, for him to score 1 goal, he needs 5 chances. Some games are so tight, you only get 1 chance, and you need to make sure that 1 chance that you
If
get,
you're
you put it in the back
Arsenal,
of the net. Oh, come on. There's loads of games where it's a tight game, and the striker only gets 1 or 2 chances in that game. You need to make sure you put one of them away. For him, 5 chances, he scores a goal. Yeah, it's a cracker, but
listen,
Well,
He's
Lacazette's
not
a
a target
decent.
man, brother. He's not even 6 foot tall.
He's a decent baller.
I just feel like if you play, look at how he was at Marseille and how they built the team around him. Was it Marseille?
he was
or
at
Lyon?
Leon.
Leon.
Leon,
But
sorry,
the problem with that is he's not playing. They're not playing the same quality week in, week out.
That's what I'm saying. And
You
that's
play
why
two-
you
the
ball in
say
the
you
net.
go
You still got to put the ball in the net.
No, I agree, but you got to play.
When you
got
got that
play 2,
extra
3
yard, yeah, that extra yard makes such a difference, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
the other
thing.
thing is as well, he only played like 2, 3 hard games a season. The rest of the time, let's be honest, he's playing bang average teams that ain't as good as the players ain't as good as he is. Then he comes to the Premier League, all the players are a lot better. Doesn't score as many goals.
I agree. I think he's good. I think he is good, and he's a tidy footballer. But I just don't think he's.
Oh no, I like him as well. I like his attitude and that. But I
Yeah.
think if we could sell him for the greater good and get someone that we actually need,
Yeah.
then
agree.
I think that would be the solution.
I
Or
agree
just
with
pay
you.
the 40 million quid that they want, whatever it is, raise some funds, sell Bellerin, whoever, and pay the 40 million quid.
Torreira.
Again, if
Torreira,
you
he can
you
go,
selling
yeah.
him is lacking depth again, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, but we've got. If we sell a right back, we've got 3 right backs right now. We've just signed a new one, the boy from Southampton, and Ainsley can play right back. So
Yeah,
and
I'm
Bellerin.
talking about Lacazette.
I think we've got enough forward players
they
that
got-
we can move them
so
around
you've
the
got
front 3.
You'd get rid of him and stick Eddie in there.
yeah.
No,
and
Eddie
Joe.
would Eddie would become the backup, and Aubameyang will play 9.
Eddie's pants, man.
He's
I
young.
think that-
He needs training up a bit.
Like, as if you look at all your
Ceballos
front players, that's just
gets-
not good enough.
Our front players are not good enough.
No, if you like as a full depth thing, Aubameyang is world class. I hate saying it, but he is. If you lose Lacazette, then you got William.
I know you think it's the
World
best
class,
signing,
mate.
the best signing. Used to.
William, I don't care. William was a good signing.
Anyway,
A
before
man
I'm
who's
not getting back
got
into
like over 10 goals. He's only got over 10 goals once, I think, in his whole time at Chelsea. And who would the other one be?
well, we just having a
Pepe.
conversation about it. It's not all
Pepe.
about goals.
Saka.
Yeah, no, it's not all about goals when
William's
you're
a
a
baller.
midfielder.
William
When
is
you're
a
a winger,
baller.
then
I
it is a
don't
bit
know
more
if
like-
Willian is a 36 game starter though. That's the thing. So you do, like you say, that having attacking depth is necessary, and by losing Lacazette, you're losing options.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're losing an option, but I just think that we've got enough cover going forward that I would sacrifice him to get a defensive midfielder in. A defensive midfielder is what we
I
need.
think
A good defensive
Martinelli
midfielder. We
should
need
be
one.
pushing for starting this season. I think he's
Yeah, he could push. He could push William for a start. Pepe, if Pepe plays the same way he's played last season, he could be pushing him for a start. I don't think there's a problem. I think getting Ceballos back on loan's a good move for us as well. He looked good towards the end of the season. Had a really good
Again,
cup
he's
game.
good. He looked good, but I'm not sold on him yet. To be
He
honest.
did, yeah. I feel like he disappears a bit, but
Yeah, I'm not sold on him yet.
I think
I don't
since
think
the break,
influenced
he
the
looked
game
good.
enough, to be honest.
you got to
He
get rid
did
of
look
that little
alright. He looked decent. He's a tidy
Torreira
footballer
as
as well.
well.
He's one of them. He's tidy. He's good with the ball at his feet and that, but I'm not sold on him. Completely sold on him yet.
Torreira ain't paid off for me.
Nah, Torreira's got to go.
Nah,
Torreira's got to go.
I think he'll be the one who goes for the Partey to get like.
Who's he linked to? I read he's linked to someone.
Fiorentina, back in Italy. He come from Italy, so I think they're talking about
Is it not
going back to Italy.
To Roma?
Maybe Roma as well. A couple of them Italian clubs, I think.
I did read someone, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Smalling's off to Roma apparently, and he is
But look,
Yeah.
He did so well there. Why not?
I think they're going to send him as another loan and with a obligation to buy next season.
But yeah, in conclusions, like Arsenal signing, if we get a Partey now, I'd say, look, decent window for us. Strengthen the defence.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Got
see.
William for good money, and got what we actually needed, a defensive midfielder. So, and we didn't exactly break the bank for any of it.
So what, Xhaka on the bench, yeah?
Yeah.
Xhaka will go to the bench, and Partey and Ceballos will play.
It is, if you were to get rid of Lacazette, then maybe Anderson won't be the worst signing.
Maybe.
Adds depth again. He might come on and do a job for 10, 15 minutes. I don't know.
Let's quickly go over to the shit show that is West Ham right now. YSL.
Right, well, there's not much to talk about in terms of who we might sign because there's no one. Like, no one. It's just pathetic club.
I quite enjoy that. In 5 years' time, we'll be in the Champions League. We moved to Stratford.
Bro, this is the thing. Like, I don't know if you see all these fucking bellends on TalkSport. Just like, don't know what the West Ham fans want. What do you mean you don't know what West Ham fans want?
That dickhead, what's his name? Jim White.
Yeah, Jim White, who sucks off David Gold.
He's such a bellend.
Yeah, all TalkSport never ever have anything nice to say about West Ham. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them in a sense. We are an absolute shit show. I mean, you've got to look at it as what we were promised, or at least, you know, even if, you know, promises are promises, you can't always fill them out. But nothing from the move to the Olympic Stadium has worked for West Ham. There's no atmosphere. There's no any signings or money that they have put on has been woefully spent. I mean, let's be fair. We've bought Haller, who I still don't think is a bad player, but again, you've taken a striker from
the right way.
No, yeah, you've taken a striker from a two-player system and tried to make him play like Aguero up front. Because he's 6'4", weighs about 15 stone, like 20 stone. He's not going to move like that. He can't do it all on his own. We signed Felipe Anderson, who is more interested in what he's having for dinner than what he's doing on the pitch. Like, it's painful. It's a painful time to be a West Ham fan, to be honest with you. I mean, this whole thing with Dean Garner, you can understand why, you know, West Ham, all we want is exciting players. If we go down fighting, players that are wanting to play for the club and actually battling, if we go out because we're just the worst team, then fair enough. But, you know, luckily, to his credit, Moyes' last two signings have been like that. I like Souček. I think he's the only business we've done this year is signing him permanently. I think he can easily get us 5-10 goals from midfield. Bowen looks good. Again, unproven, but he looks a tasty player. And then it looked like the ideal situation would be to slot in Dean Garner, who is West Ham Academy product, sent on loan to Slav at West Brom and done really well there. Come back, impressed in pre-season, got like 2-3 assists with Haller the other day. All they've done is plug him on the West Ham social medias. Dean Garner's back, this. And now we're sending him to, I mean, let's be honest with you, a rival.
Yeah, a direct rival.
West Ham are probably, unless the rocket that's not managed to go off for the last how many seasons goes off up their backsides, we're probably going to be down in the shit again next season. And we're selling an attacking young English player to a rival. It's just terrible.
Yeah, but I've heard that he's agreed with West Brom, but apparently a load of other clubs have come in for him now, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple more, but
Like
he didn't want to.
clubs.
I read he had the complete camo about it. But he found out because he came back to West Ham and said, "Look, I want to challenge for a place." And then they've turned around, blindsided him, and accepted a bid for him. He had no interest in going back to West Brom. He said he had a good time there, but he wants to push on and challenge for a place. And now he's got no choice. He's had to go and talk to them because he's been told he's not part of the plans. I mean, all I'm reading is there's potential for 2 new defenders, but I mean, we do need a centre back, but left back's pretty terrible. Masuaku, Cresswell, both bang average. We've got Fredericks at right back, who's terrible. We've got that youngster, Ben Johnson, who looks all right, but what did he play? 3-4 games at the end of the season. We've got Issa Diop, who is going to be the next big thing, and who literally disappeared for the majority.
He was going to be
season.
like a 50 mil signing for United last year.
Yeah, I read that, mate. It's just crazy. And then, you know, we've got him, we've got Balbuena, who we signed from South America somewhere, who played 2 good games. Everyone started calling him the general, and now he's more like a private.
Yeah, I fell for
And
that
then-
fancy football team. Wanker.
Yeah,
Foot
he
soldier.
cants. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, mate, they just send him out over the top to see if anyone shoots him, I think. But and it,
Cannon fodder and that.
yeah, it's like it's just the whole ethos of our club has died. And I don't know about you lot. I mean, I know you all grew up around the East End. I've no doubt you've all been to Upton Park, and I don't care what you say. It was an experience going there.
It was the greatest
No, I mean,
stadium to go to.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
like,
and especially when it was against one of your teams, like it was like that little shitty part of East Ham by Upton Park.
It was a good day out going to Upton
Yeah,
Park. Go to the London
always,
Stadium.
always.
So
That's
boring.
that's
I've
what
not
made
been
me
London
fall in love
Stadium
with
yet.
it.
No, don't
bother.
go. Don't waste your
bother.
time, honestly. Don't waste your time.
No. But
It's not the same.
when you grow up on something that was special, to now be given this soulless nonsense at the London Stadium. I'm not going to lie. I've been twice, and I'll never go back. I'll never go back. Not under this ownership, anyway. You know, if this is the talk, though, isn't it? That apparently, it's them two Wallies are looking to sell up and take that devil woman with them, and there's a couple of people that are in for the club. Apparently, the same consortium that were after Newcastle. Oh my days! Could you imagine? I'm just going to say, can you imagine how intolerable I am going to be if West Ham have all that money? Oh my days! You will not hear the end of me, mate. But anyway,
Well, you should be able to get involved in some decent discussions and conversations then, isn't it?
or at least talk about transfers. Do you know what I mean? I'm just sitting there like, Omri shit, Drogba shit. I can't do anything else. So it's just partly embarrassing, if I'm honest with you.
Quick one before. Oh, sorry, Joe. Sorry.
No, just to round it up, I just think a massive change is needed at West Ham. We definitely, if we do sell Diangana, we need to plug the holes. There's talk of that Ben Rama, but I don't think personally West Ham will stump up the cash to meet Brentford.
Is that the Brentford guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good, but
He looks alright.
I think he'll end up going Villa or somewhere like that.
I read I hate to break your bubble, but I read somewhere that Arsenal might even be in for him. I don't know whether that was.
Yeah, I mean, mate, at the end of the day, you're going to pay the money. He'll go. He don't want to stay at Brentford for another season. He's definitely Premiership quality or
he could
top
definitely
tier
play
Championship.
Prem.
So
he could play Prem, I think.
I'm not going to lie to you. All this. We only spent £30 million on this player, or we spent. Mate, count yourselves lucky. That's all I say, because it is diabolical in East London at the moment.
At least you know that your club invented the scissor kick.
Yeah. I've got a quick one that I want to talk about.
Player.
I've got a quick one I want to talk about before we go. Did anybody read Sanchez's story today though on Sky Sports?
He cried.
Oh, what a wanker. Honestly, what a mug that geezer is. Unbelievable. Did you read it, Joe? Oh my God. After this, read Sanchez's story on Sky Sports.
Alexis.
Yeah. About how his first day at United, he asked his agent if he could go back to Arsenal. What a fucking jackass.
Mate, that geezer spends more time fiddling with his dog's bumholes than he does playing football.
Mate, I'm telling you, this geezer, when I read that story, I couldn't believe it. I just thought to myself, this guy, he's just, I don't know what he's trying to do with Arsenal fans, but he's trying to reignite some form of, I don't know what it is, but I couldn't believe it. I just thought it was comical when I read it.
He couldn't Millie Rock with Jesse Lingard, so he got upset.
Oh, bro, what a load of bollocks! It's unbelievable. He just made himself look like a bigger tit.
Yeah, he come across as a big baby, like
in it.
Yeah.
Proper, that's what I mean.
It's also pure bullshit as well. That's the worst thing.
It's such a load of shit. My first training session, I went home to my family and I asked my agent if I could rip up my contract and go back to Arsenal. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. One last thing I was going to say is obviously with the season upcoming, just over a week now. Obviously, we're going to have the Inside the White Lions 4-way FPL league going on. Try and do a little section on that at the end of all the pods. Is any shoe-ins for the FPL for anyone? Anyone straight in the team for you guys or
Timo Werner?
Bamiyang.
I reckon Werner will make my team as well.
Yeah, I'd like to think Ziyech probably is. He's an assist machine.
I'd have to see prices. I haven't looked at the prices.
So
yet,
are we going to do?
I've had a little go.
Are we going to do it just us four? Or are we going to put the link up so anybody that wants to join can join?
Put the link.
No, I think we should. I think we should keep it us four. I think we should.
We
have
should
a
do one.
hundred
We
each.
should do one. With
I
the
think we
fans
should
as
do
well.
one that if anybody, we don't get loads of watchers obviously, but if anybody does want to join,
Oh, I see. Yeah. Join the Inside the White Lines League. Yeah, I'll
exactly.
do it. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can still have a breakdown between us four.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we can. But we could put the thing up so anybody that if they fancy joining in with us and having a bit of fun and a bit of banter, they're more than welcome to.
What are we saying? Bottom out of us four has to do a predetermined forfeit from the other three, yeah?
100%, and we've got all season to think about what it could be.
That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise,
John, you come last every year.
You know what people are like, though? People get 3 weeks in and sack it off.
I always quit at Christmas. I think,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
forget to do it 2 weeks on the trot, and then I'm like, I forget this.
If there's a forfeit, then I think it means people will have to keep it up.
I'm telling you, as long as these podcasts are going and we're having these chats every week, I will be in and amongst it. I'll be involved, or I'll be there till the very end. Plus, I need to get a win, innit? I'll just come in first season and just pepper you.
I can lend you one, innit? I've got a couple spare.
I swear this guy makes up how many he won.
Yeah, it goes up and down every podcast.
Innit? One the
I'm
R1
I've got
2.
at
Next
least
week he
2.
won 4. Next week he won 3.
How many did you say?
I'm definitely a champ. I've got my 2.
I think you are a champ. But
I'm definitely a champ. And I should be a champ if Josh didn't get 1 more point than me, but I'm not going to mention that.
Two more.
Anyways, what we'll do is we'll get that set up for next time, and we'll
post it on there. Yeah.
We'll post it up and then see what happens. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun inside the white lines.
You guys
Pick up anybody that listens. Love. We'll catch you guys soon.
Like and subscribe.
Big up Vanderbench.
Yeah. Martial's better than Pepe.